Yeah, so some more stuff leaked about Horizon 6. Not big stuff. I'm talking about the trolley candy stuff for anyone that is already in the know. But yeah, still just kind of something worth bringing up, something we're talking about. Yeah, Hoki's cute aesthetic really coming through. I know. I gotta like get some fairy lights back here. I gotta, I'll like put my blanket up here so everyone can see it, kind of wrap around. Maybe I'll get in a hoodie. Yes, yeah, just a Toyota Land Cruiser. Yeah, we now have 2 confirmed cars for Horizon 6. Well, 3, because we know there's gonna be a J50, we know there's gonna be a Mitsubishi GTO, and we now know there's gonna be a Land Cruiser. That's 3 whole cars that are confirmed for the next game. Guys, we've already got less than 1% of our car list. Woo! I am curious. I know we usually get a pretty good idea of what the car list is before launch. So I'm curious when they're going to drop that. I would expect it not to be this week. I don't think we're going to get everything this week. Yeah, 3 out of 550. Yup. There's only 1 car I need for Horizon 6, and it's the Furai. Yeah, I do wonder. I wonder how much is going to come over from Motorsport. I do wonder. Because Motorsport did get some good cars. And it got some, I don't know, it got some interesting stuff. And I wonder if now that, we were kind of talking about this the other day, and not to like get into this yet, but I do wonder if now that Motorsport's kind of dead, if they're going to push the Motorsport content a little bit more in Horizon. Because we've sort of had that before, like Horizon 3, well, Horizon 5 even, has, touring cars and GT cars and stuff like that. But yeah, like we've gotten that in the past, so I wonder if they're going to lean into that a little more and be like, hey, yeah, you can have race cars in Horizon now. Which I kind of hope they do. I'm trying to think about how I feel about that. Like, I think I'm trying to think of it from the perspective of like hypercars. And maybe actually not. I think the GT cars are cool. I think it's cool to have like a little group of GT cars and like a little group of touring cars. Like, obviously, I did the whole HTCC. Like, I like that that's in the game. But also, I also like that the focus is on production cars and road cars. So, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, let's say they add hypercars into the game. And, like, prototypes and stuff like that. Like that level. Like, like the Cadillac. Like, let's say that the V-Series is in the game. And it's like a meta car. I don't know if I would want that. It'd be better, I guess, than like some other metas. Like, 'cause I'd rather have something cool like this be the meta car than like the Bad to the Blade, like a Hot Wheels car, But it would also be weird if in Horizon all the like S2 meta cars were just like actual prototype race cars. Like LMP, like I feel like that would be weird. But I guess not the worst thing. Again, it's better to me than like having a Lego car or a Hot Wheels car be meta. Because I just don't like that. I don't know. My wish list is more than 1 touring racing car so we can run a comp, yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, again, Motorsport obviously has a good handful of touring cars. Horizon got, 3 of them? The Link, the Hyundai, and the, Jesus, I'm blanking on it. The other one. Bring back the Tractor meta? No. that was like the one time for the MG, thank you, yeah. That was the one time Forza actually did something good about car balancing. Yeah, the Tractor and the, I think the Bone Shaker were like the only 2 cars to like ever be banned. Although, yeah, the Razor Tachyon or whatever, I guess, is from Horizon 5. But I think that's just because it was like broken. Although I never super paid attention to that because I never cared much anyway. I'd only want them if they can only reach like a homologation level of competitiveness, like they can all reach 850. Yeah, I mean, it works well enough in Horizon 5, where like the race cars are not necessarily meta cars. Now I think that's largely because they're too grippy and too aero focused, and Horizon 5 generally leans towards low drag, high power, generally. But yeah, so maybe like it's not a big deal if in Horizon 6 like the meta, yeah, I don't know, because in theory you kind of want, because like race cars in real life are the real life equivalent of like meta cars, you know, because they're like the best. They're light, they're super grippy, they've got a lot of downforce, they got decent power, but like, so yeah, I guess, and I do, here's a little tinfoil hat, you know, put on my gas mask of hopium here. So the PI system, the way the PI system works is, actually I gotta think about this. So the way the PI system works, and we know this, is that it kind of like simulates all the, like an amalgamation of all the roads in the map, and then like basically drives the simulation of the car around this like imaginary track that's like that's like a rough amalgamation of like what the roads look like in the map. So we know that's how the PI system works. At least that's how we've been told. Which is why you can kind of like abuse the PI system in certain ways, because basically it's basically one imaginary track. And if the car is not good on that one imaginary track, then it gets a lower PI. But you can, you know, you can abuse that. Like that's why, you know, certain tire compounds or you know, certain aero or certain gear ratios, whatever, will like work to abuse the PI system. So here's what my thought is, if we get a lot more like twisty, windy, curvy roads. Well, I'm not saying they do anything about it, Beto, intentionally. But just based on how the system inherently functions. If Horizon 6's map is much more curvy, maybe a little more narrow, then in theory, the PI system will score grippier cars even higher, because it will reward, or maybe punish, depending on how you look at it, but it will score cars higher that are better in handling situations. Which almost, actually, now that I think about it, is potentially a bad thing, because that further promotes low grip, high power. If that makes sense. Because that's what's then going to be even lower PI. So people are going to be encouraged to run that. So actually, maybe that's a bad thing. Because if the PI... Because right now, the problem with... You know, if you want to say the problem... Not that it's a huge deal. I do think Horizon 5's meta is, like, fine. It certainly is the best we've had in the games. But the reason, like, racing slicks are not good is just because they're too expensive. The reason front tire width is not good is because it's expensive. The reason brakes are not good is because it's expensive to the PI system. And if you make the PI system focus even more on that, then grip and stuff is just going to be even more expensive. So you almost want it to be the opposite. You almost want the fake PI track to score low grip, high power cars really high, and then make the grip stuff cheap. And I wonder if they do that. Like, I wonder if how much thought actually goes into that. I wonder if this is like a largely, like, when they're designing this fake PI track, I wonder if they do that on purpose. Like, do they design it? Or is it just like, does a computer just spit it out, you know? And like, maybe they tweak it a little bit. I don't think we know that. I think we know that, like, way back in the day, for a motorsport game, I think we knew that the PI track was like kind of like Silverstone. I feel like I remember hearing that at one point, that like the PI track for Motorsport 6 or 7 or something was very similar to Silverstone. So cars that were good at Silverstone were also good on the PI track. And I wonder, like, so yeah, I don't know if they like do that on, I don't know how much manual intervention goes into that. Which makes sense because the meta builds are so goofy. Basically, you need to make the car undrivable by the AI. Yes, yeah, exactly, Measals. Right. Yeah, if you make it so that it's slow on the PI simulation, then, yeah, the PI scores it low, and bada bing, bada boom. As long as the car has too much PI to begin with, it's just kind of done. Same system for ages. Yeah, they've always used the same PI system. I mean, with tweaks, but yeah. The big difference between the reason one car will have a different PI in different games is just because of that PI track. Is because the PI track changes. So that's why in Horizon 4 a car will have so-and-so PI, and then in Horizon 5 it'll have a completely different PI. It's just because that PI track changes. But yeah, the system's always been the same. But yeah, I wonder how much they like focus on that for this game, or if they just kind of let it happen. And that's also why we like never get manual intervention of PI. And I always like wished they could have done that, but I understand that it opens up a big can of worms, because right now the PI system is 100% automated by my understanding. My understanding is everything is just automated, simulated. They don't like say, oh, the Subaru STI should have 753 PI. Like it just pushes out a number, and it's like, yep, well, that's the PI it has. Which I do think is fine generally, but obviously it still leads to like pretty strong metas and sometimes pretty broken system, like broken cars. And I've always wished that they could like manually tweak PI, you know, like just drop the base PI of a car by 10 or raise it by 10 or raise it by 5 or raise it by 3, whatever. But again, that opens a big can of worms, starting to like manually adjust a fully automated system. That leads me to the conclusion that the best fix is to make the AI extract the full performance of the car better. Yeah, I mean, so I think the big thing would be better AI driving. Because the big thing is like the AI does not drive like we drive. And we know that because the drivatars suck. And I don't think their like PI system is any better than the drivatar system. So I don't think their PI simulation, like obviously they're not good at like driving on the limit. They're not good at like using all the track. They're not, you know, probably they might not shift at optimal points, stuff like that. So yeah, the PI system, like if they make the PI driver, you know, drive better and drive more like a good person, like Mars, you know, if they somehow clone Mars and make him the PI driver, then arguably you'd have a more realistic PI system. But also it does just depend on the track. And that's tough too, because it's especially weird. And again, I get it. Because I do think the PI system was never meant to be taken that seriously. But it is still like a good approximation. 2 cars of the same PI level will be roughly comparable. But that said, you have one PI that measures off-road, rally, on-road, like street sprints, circuits, and I don't know how much better you can do that. Because it's, like those are completely different disciplines, and different cars are good at different things, so that's tough. And even if you keep it within one thing, if it's just one PI track, which we think it is, that's our understanding of it, certain cars are just better at certain tracks. Like, that's a real life thing, that some cars are better in some cornering situations and some tracks than other cars. So how do you, I don't know if there's a way to fix that. I mean, the only, I guess, way would be to like redesign the system where it races on like 3 tracks that are all kind of different, and then it averages the PI between the 3. Yeah, there you go, Microchip. Yeah, you could have multiple test tracks. The car gets, the highest of the possible PIs. Interesting. So it always averages towards its best. Yeah, I mean, that could also... Yeah, I mean, the reality is, we're probably thinking about this right now more than they've thought about it. Because my honest guess, and I don't even say this as that much of like a dig at them, but my honest guess is they probably are like, yeah, the PI system's fine enough. We don't need to mess with it. We'll just let it do its thing. For people that run competitive leagues, they do their own BOP anyway. So whatever. So yeah, I mean, that's probably the reality of it. I think we're just kind of at the whims of how it works. I think that's the reality, is we'll see. We will see how it goes. But I really do hope that the meta continues to improve, because from Horizon 4 to Horizon 5 was, I would say, a massive leap forward. In Horizon 5, it was in a pretty good place. So I hope it doesn't go downhill from this point, I guess. Crimson Roll, yeah, it's called Sophie. Sophie AI. She's been out for a while. They're on Sophie 3.0. And apparently 3.0 has her own issues. But, yeah, Sophie is very cool. She's not perfect. It's not perfect. But it's a very cool tech, generally speaking. That it can actually drive really, really well. But yeah, that's taken Polyphony like many, many years to develop. And so I'd love it if Forza did something like that. I mean, they tried with Motorsport, it just didn't work. That was like a big advertising thing for Motorsport, is like, oh yeah, we've got a completely new AI system, and it does simulations of the track like tens of thousands of times to find the optimal line. And it just doesn't. It never panned out like that. It just didn't work that well. The AI to this day in Motorsport really just isn't that good. And I know they worked on it. I know you can see a lot of the efforts of it. You just can't see the results of it. But yeah. PI is good, but maybe in-game matchmaking could have better tools to limit builds. Yeah, you know what, Measles? Honestly, because here's what I'd say, is like, the PI system generally works. From a casual perspective, it is fine. It's remarkably good from a casual perspective. And maybe the only solution is like, for online races, you just have stronger restrictions. You have either custom BOP with custom car list, or you have, weight classes or power classes you restrict by, horsepower limits, or I don't know, like, there's a lot of other ways around that. But again, that doesn't really fit like the Horizon vibe. I don't think they would ever do that in a Horizon game, because it's not Horizon-y enough. It's not like fun casual sandbox racing enough. Is Sophie good as in realistic, or is she doing the best laps? Both. She can be tuned like, so you can, there are adjustments to Sophie. She absolutely does make mistakes, and she's quite good at, like, attacking and defending. But she can also just do, like, ungodly good laps, if she is tuned in that way. So kind of both. It's a very good AI system overall. Rune say, I'm doing well. Yeah, we had a big AI conversation about Horizon 6, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think we're kind of just, again, I think we're at the whims of the PI system of, like, however it works is how it works, I guess. And I think that's kind of okay as long as it's not worse than Horizon 5. And then if they give us tools, I guess that would be another big thing, is if they give us tools to create custom lobbies with good restrictions, and, like, a way to actually, because this was one of the big issues, there's no way to do, like, tech inspection. There's no way to, like, verify tunes or verify builds going into a lobby. That alone would be huge for, like, high-level racing in 6, is if they give us a way to actually restrict builds and tunes. Because there's, like, kind of roundabout ways to do that, but there aren't legitimate good ways to do that. You can never verify a tune, not really. Yeah. And even builds can be a little bit tricky. There are sort of better ways you can do it with builds, but you can still kind of cheese that, and it's an abusable system. So yeah, if they give us ways to do, like, tech inspections for Horizon 6, that would be sick. Yeah. And before we get auto sculpt from Carbon back, dude, I hope we get something like that. I really, really hope. This is one of my biggest hopiums, is that they know how bad the Forza Aero system is. They know how much of a meme it is. And so they just blow us out of the water with, like, a crazy aero system. I really hope we get something that doesn't feel half-assed. Like, just a crazy custom aero system that just lets us go nuts with that. And do, like, yeah, I really hope. I don't know how crazy it'll be. I don't know. I just hope we get something. Just something good. I'm just sick of Forza Aero. You can change values on your tune in Horizon 5 and still make the game think you have a locked tune made by someone else. Really? I don't think I ever knew that. Wait, you can change values on your tune in Horizon 5 and still make the game think you have a locked tune made by somebody else. Really? Interesting. Well, even there you go. Even for silly fun, just let us make a custom lobby with locked tunes for even racing. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah. I really hope we get better tools for that stuff. Really hope. No. See, here's the rule, Beto. Expectations low, hopes high. That's always my rule going into, like, basically anything. At the end of the day, it's always just video games. I'll never be that broken up about it. I can be bummed, but I keep my expectations low, but I keep my hopes high. Not flex wings that vibrate at high speeds. That in Horizon throws me off. I know of one wing in Horizon 5 that flexes a little bit. Well, it's on the Evo. The Evo 5, I think we have in game. Evo 5 or Evo 6? I think it's Evo 6. But anyway, the older Evo that we have in Horizon 5, there's an aftermarket wing that you can put on it, and the wing actually does kind of, like, vibrate and stress at high speeds. All the other ones, I don't think there's, like, a single other wing that does that. So it's really weird that like they with one wing they were just like, all right, yeah, we'll animate. Oh, the Countach has that as well. Okay, maybe there's a couple. S2K does it as well. Okay, all right. Yeah, there's a handful then. I take it back. Yeah. Starfield hopefuls should have taken that advice. I mean, that's honestly, that's how I went into Starfield. Is like high hopes, low expectations. I was not I was not disappointed by Starfield in the sense that, yes, the game isn't what I hoped it would be, but it is, like, it's okay. I wasn't expecting it to be amazing, so I was fine. I was actually playing Starfield just the other day, funny enough. But yeah. Yeah. Bethesda really oversold Starfield. I mean, Bethesda's really good at that. they're really good at hype. But yeah, anyway, Horizon 6. Yeah, I do have a lot of hope that we're gonna get like a really good arrow system. I hope. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't even know at this point what I would be stoked about. Like, what... I feel confident. I actually do. I will be disappointed. Yeah, Rune says we will still have the Forza Arrow. I don't think we will. I feel... I have like a 70-30 confidence that they're ditching Forza Arrow. Because I think they know it's a meme. They know everyone hates it. I think they're gonna ditch it. I think they're gonna ditch it. That's my thought. 70-30. 74, they will ditch it. It keeps the business running. Yeah, that's the like what's hold on. Where's that meme? This one. Oh my god, why is it the tiniest? You know what I'm talking. This is Forza Arrow in the code. This is like, that's Horizon 1, and then everything's been built on Horizon 1. This is all Horizon 5 up here. That's Forza Arrow right there. That's the linchpin holding all of this together. Which I honestly, I wouldn't actually not believe that. Like, that's a believable, that's plausible to me. That is plausible to me. Hey, thanks for bringing them in, dudes. We're chatting Forza, chatting some Forza Arrow, you know, just normal rant conversations. I hope they at least remodel the nightmare that is the hatchback wings. Yeah, those are a crime. There are a few cases where the Forza wing on like a sedan or a coupe or whatever looks acceptable. I'm not gonna say great. It doesn't look great in any cases, but there are a few cases where it looks fine. The hatchback wing never looks good. There are absolutely zero cases in which the Forza wing, the hatchback Forza wing looks good. It's a mess. It's so bad. Remrev says I love it. Oh no, sorry. I'm sorry to you know, ruin that. But yeah, it's rough. It's rough. But cuz here's my question. I don't know if we're going to get like I'm curious if they're going to do a system where they just give us a handful of options. Like, hey, okay, instead of like one wing, here's like 3 or 4 or 5. And they're all like slightly different. Because I thought, when we've talked about this before, I thought that's what they were going to do for Horizon 5. Because we got the BCL wings for like, I don't know, 20 or 30 cars. And I was like, oh, okay. So they're just going to give us like more default aero. Sure. And then they just didn't do that. They just literally didn't do that the entire like rest of the game. So I'm curious if they'll do a system like that, or if it's going to be like actually different mechanically, where it's more like Gran Turismo 7. Where in GT7, like, you pick between 3 different riser heights, you pick between a bunch of, like, actual wings, you pick between a bunch of end plates, you know, stuff like that. I guess you don't actually pick the shape of the wing, I don't think, in Gran Turismo. But you get different end plates at different riser heights. So, yeah. I'd be okay with less cars in exchange for more customization. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. I have heard, I don't remember where this came out, but in some Horizon 5 thing, I do remember it being a thing where, like, adding more aero to the cars was a really big deal. And they were really nervous to do it. Because the cars, I remember hearing this from a dev or something through the grapevine. The cars are, like, attached to your save file. And I know there was something about when they make edits to the car, it's also editing your save file. And if they break your save file, that's really bad. Which, like, obviously it is. So I know there's something about that. And maybe they've changed that. Maybe they've optimized that. But, that's like the 30% where it's like, oh yeah, they're not gonna, you know, they're not gonna redo all the cars and get rid of the Forza Aero. But I still think, I still have my hopes. I do expect, that is, I expect there to be a change to Forza Aero. But yeah, Forza Aero's peak. True. Peak shit. Peak garbage. We'll see. We'll see. Well, I am positive, not positive. I'm starting to feel like we're going to know this week. I think that's going to be one of the things they're going to talk about, is the new customization. And we already talked about this, but I do think this week we're going to find out. Yeah. You have any hopes for more players in a lobby? I have hopes, but not expectations. Because I do think, I mean, Xbox's, like, online infrastructure is just not good. Horizon 5 has been a mess start to finish. I don't have the confidence that they're going to be like, yeah, here you go, here's 24. I really, really hope. That is a big hope of mine, is they go, hey, 24 player lobbies, here you go. Or even bigger. Because, like, Motorsport does that, but obviously it's a closed track. You know, it's a circuit racing game, not an open world game. So there's some differences there. We'll see. We will see. But yeah, that's one I'm not super confident about. I have a feeling it's more than just a technical limitation. I have a feeling they like 12 player caps. And like, to a degree I get it, because if you open convoys to 24 players, then every race needs to support 24 players. All the roads need to support 24 players. So I kind of get it. But also, I still want that freedom. Yeah, Motorsports is 24, I believe. I saw someone make a bingo card about the Horizon 6 gameplay reveal. I'm going to forward it. Someone in your Discord a minute ago. Yeah, I actually thought about making one myself. I have not seen anybody else's. I actually thought, that was one thing I thought about us doing today, was should we do a bingo card for the reveal? I don't think they'll showcase customization right away. I might be wrong, but having the bad critic they received from FM, I feel like they wouldn't showcase it. Like I said, I could be wrong. Yeah, I think specifically because it's a big conversation and they've received flack from it in the past, that's why they're going to show it. It's a Japan game. Everyone's curious about customization. That's, I think, the thing they're going to lead with. I think they're going to lead with, hey, our map is way better and our customization is way better. I think those are going to be the two focuses. Those are my guesses. For like, hey, we're going to say, our map is awesome. It's got all this elevation. It's got all this density. It's got all these tight roads. And then they're also going to say, hey, we did a bunch of new customization and here it is. Yeah, 24 players so we can run 3 splits and not 6. Dude, seriously. That was one of the biggest struggles, honestly, about HTCC, was having to just split it up 12 by 12 by 12. Yeah, with 24, you just have so much more freedom. Yeah. Yeah. I'd be perfectly fine with 24-player open lobbies, actual races. I would actually be okay with that as well, Burrito. That would be an acceptable compromise for me, is if open lobbies and open world stuff and like maybe event lab, because no, obviously the event lab's coming back. Yeah, if like custom stuff can be 24, but like actual races get restricted to 12, I'd be okay with that. That's that's something okay with me. I would prefer more, but like there are things that I'm okay with. All right, here's the bingo board. Hold on, is this like safe for stream just in case? It has a naughty word, but that's fine. All right, what do we got? Motorsport 1 or 2 car model. Random new driving feature. Well, like how we got convertibles in 5 and like driving modes, and they never like really got used that much. I feel like it's a dev direct when they just showcase more of the reasons why Japan was the location for the game, showcase a few gameplay and a few cars. Once you get closer, they can showcase more of what we didn't expect. Yeah, I guess, yeah, we have different thoughts. I'll leave it there. I think they're gonna show more than that. That's my expectation. We know we're gonna see gameplay. Like, we know that for a fact. And I think if they're gonna show gameplay, they're gonna lead with the map and the customization. But yeah, you never know. Random Chinese EV. Yeah, probably. 5 minutes talking about one car they remodeled. I'm not going to say 5 minutes, because like there's no way they waste 5 minutes on that. But I bet they do focus on... the fact that they've remodeled some cars. Because we know they have. We know about, like, you know, roughly a dozen that they've remodeled. And I bet they do focus on that a little bit. Initial D reference, I don't know. Forza's scared. Xbox is always scared of copyright infringement. I don't know if they'd put that in a very forward-facing thing. Initial D reference in the game? For sure. We already have initial D references, I think. Like in some of the skill names and stuff like that. But I don't know if we'll see it like in a big media trailer. Same Forza Arrow. We've obviously been having that whole conversation. Papa Fernando like character for the 8.6. Oh yeah, you barn find an old 8.6. This is 100% happening. That may as well be the free pass. 5 minutes talking about graphics. Yeah, I do wonder how much they're gonna focus on that. Because like Horizon 5 already looks great. But obviously that's just marketing talk. Every video game marketing is like, yeah, talk about how good it looks. Yeah, Funta Bujiwara. Totally. Yeah, this is totally, I'm sure they're gonna kind of dial that in and talk about how authentic it is and how they brought in like culture experts and stuff like that. I'm sure that's gonna be part of it. 4-lane highway, yeah, probably. We added many customizations, show nothing. We'll see. Konnichiwa Horizon. I wouldn't be too surprised. Coming to Game Pass, of course. Ooh. Did they fully fix this in Motorsport? I know at least to a certain degree. Is it just like certain models that have more than 90 degrees? Does every car in Motorsport have like at least 180 degree? It's 180. Then I bet Horizon will also get that. Okay, every car is 180 in Motorsport. Okay. Yeah, I would bet Horizon gets that too, then. That would be my guess. Same synthetic car sounds. I think that's gonna be a thing they say they work on. I'm curious what the results will be. We'll see. Airfield strip? I mean, we have to, right? Will it be Haneda? Will it be like a Tokyo airport? Or here's my question. Because, like, every game's got to have... Well, wait, did Horizon 4 have an airstrip? Horizon 3 did. Horizon 5 does. Horizon 4 had like a, like kind of that little like, yeah, it was like in the middle of the woods a little bit, and there's like, it's a drag strip, and there's like some Gymkhana stuff. Did they have like a real airport kind of thing though? Yeah, right. It was more a drag strip than an airstrip. Yeah. And then Horizon 1 and 2. I don't think Horizon 1 had an airstrip, did it? So, yeah. I think it's just Horizon 2, 3, and 5. And then like kind of 4, but not really. And 1 I don't think had one. So, all right, more than 50% chance we get an airstrip. And then I do wonder if it'll just be like a random no-name airstrip like in the middle of nowhere, or if it'll be like a big airport outside of Tokyo, like Haneda. Yeah. Oh, this is another one. Oh, Beto, is this one you made, or is this another one that like is going around Reddit or Discord or whatever? All right, hold on. We'll look at that one after. Another bingo board. Character speaking Japanese and English in the same sentence. Yep, definitely that's going to happen. Start the game with a $100,000 car. I'm still holding out a small piece of hope that this isn't the case. I'm still holding out a little bit of hope that they at least start us. Now here's the question. Ooh, okay. Because we had this whole conversation the other day about how just because the game is in Japan doesn't mean everything's going to be Japanese. Do you guys think we get 3 Japanese cars for starter cars? Because they haven't done that historically. In Horizon 4, it was different country cars. Horizon 5, it was different country cars. Horizon 6, in theory, it's going to be different country cars. But I have a feeling somehow people are going to be upset about that. People were like, wait, you mean it's not a Supra, a GTR, and I don't know, an FD? Like, yeah, I have a feeling people are somehow going to be upset about that just because it's Japan. That's my tinfoil hat theory. Oh, Rue says the stream buffering for anyone else. Everything looks good on my end, Ruse. Yeah. So I'd say maybe refresh the page, maybe drop the quality down a notch. Yeah. 400Z, Super GR, and Civic Type R. I wouldn't even be that upset if it was all those. But yeah, I am curious. And I wonder if they're going to do... Because Horizon 5's starter cars were weird. If you ask me. You got like a custom Corvette, a stock Mark V Supra, and then a truck. Horizon 4's starter cars made way more sense. And then I have no recollection of what Horizon 3's starter cars were. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, dang, Ruse. Yeah, sorry. I don't know. Everything looks good over on my end. So I don't know. Internet being internet. Maybe Twitch being Twitch. But Horizon 3 had a Ute as a starter, did it? Yeah, I don't remember at all what Horizon 3 starter cars were. Oh, an M4. Really? An M4, a GT350, and a Ute. Huh. Yeah, I don't remember that. I'm guessing maybe I took the M4. I don't maybe I took the Ute. I actually don't remember. But yeah, I'm curious what the starter cars will be. Anyway, starting the game with a $100,000 car, I hope not. I really hope there's at least some light progression and you do actually start with like a B or a C class car. Drift Toge Circle Jerk. Yeah, for sure. Useless event. Now this is crap. Because event I really dislike, and it's kind of Forza's fault initially in the way Event Lab was marketed and the way it was portrayed in game. But so much of the community dislikes Event Lab. And I hate that. I hate that because to me, Event Lab is one of the best things that ever happened to Horizon 5. Event Lab, like, kept... Not only did Event Lab, like, float the entire competitive community, it also was, like, tons of content for the game that was always coming out, and it let us, like, have the game we wanted, in a way. Where, like, you could get tight toge roads, you could get actual real race circuits, you could get like really cool photography, you could get an open world Japan map like Hoshido City. So yeah, I just disagree with this tile being here. Because, and again, I understand Event Lab was marketed as a very different feature, and a lot of people, all they really saw was like the skill, like the mindless grind skill, low effort bullcrap, because that's what always filtered to the top. So I know why people have a bad impression of Event Lab, but I really disagree with that, because to me Event Lab is like what made Horizon 5 in so many ways what it is. So yeah, I hope we get Event Lab, because I fully expect we will. There's no way they're going to remove that from the game, but yeah. Yeah, Event Lab isn't the problem, the event browser is. Yeah, 100%. The way you... The fact that it defaulted to, like, sorting by most played, and most played was always just the stupid, pointless skill grind stuff, and that made it so that that's what everybody thought Event Lab was. Yeah, the way Event Labs were organized and sorted and portrayed to the average player was terrible in Horizon 5. It was always terrible. They got a little bit better towards the end with like featuring better Event Labs, with letting you choose the photos. That was a huge thing, honestly. With letting you pick custom photos for your Event Labs, you could actually see a window into what the Event Lab looked like and be like, oh, okay, this looks high effort. But yeah, the fact that like multiple blueprints of the same map have to be saved as separate things. Like I always wished, and I pushed for this a lot, was I wished you could have like folders where it's like, hey, you go to my Hoshido City folder, and then it's just like, okay, here's Hoshido City 24-hour time cycle. Here's Hoshido City, you know, just at dawn. Here's Hoshido City, just the Toge track. But it's all like has to be split across different things. You can't update Event Labs without changing the Event Lab code, which completely means you have to start a new one, even if you just move one prop. That whole system sucked, so you couldn't actually update anything. Yeah, I mean, there were so many issues with it, but the feature itself, even as problematic as it was in so many ways, was still such a high point of like Forza content in general. Yeah, sorting all custom content sucks. Yeah, tunes, vinyl groups, maps, everything. Yeah, fully agree. They've never been good at that. Even cars, even the garage. We've never even had like really good tools for custom sorting in the garage. That's another thing I hope we get, is small quality of life features to have like custom garage folders. I really hope we can have custom garage folders for like, hey, here's like my meta online cars. Here's my drift cars. Here's my fun open world cars. Here's my, you know, these are rally cars, like whatever. I hope we get better sorting for that outside of like, hey, here's just a button to favorite and unfavorite things. Otherwise, you're stuck with the default. Anyway, Eliminator. We talked about this a little bit. I'm so curious if they're going to keep Eliminator in the game. I don't have a strong opinion, I don't think, either way. Like, content is content, even if I'm not going to use it. Yeah, exactly, Rec. Like a tag system, yeah. You know, like, if it's in the game, it's in the game. I don't have to use it. It's fine. But I do wonder, like... Yeah, it'd be cool if they did Eliminator with its own map, and then, like, also tie that maybe into Event Lab or something, where, like, it could rotate out with, like, player-made maps or something, but they at least... As long as they're, like, vetted and are actually good, like, which that's its own conversation. But, yeah. Eliminator, like, could be good. Like, it's fine. I don't care about it, but some people do. So, like, I don't care if it's in the game. I also just don't care if it's not in the game. Random cover hypercar, it's gonna be the GRGT. It's gotta be. I mean, it probably isn't gonna be, because that's what everyone thinks it's gonna be, and they're not gonna do that, but it's gotta be. Dude, Brainbow, the sad thing is you might be right. R35 or 400Z, nah, those are too old. Both the GTR, the R35 is like a decade-old car at this point. I mean, it is. It's literally a decade old. It's over a decade old. And the Z is a good few years old. I don't think there's any way that either of those are going to be the cover car. They're too old and they're not interesting enough. The only thing I could maybe see is like the like final edition of the R35, like a Millennium Jade, whatever that final edition was called, because that's like somewhat recent. But yeah, oh my god, yeah, R35 is pushing 20 at this point. Gross. Just call my second favorite car. No, I'm sorry. I like both the R35 and the new Z. I legitimately like both of them. But they're not interesting enough to be a cover car for a Forza game. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. They're like they're more approachable cover cars. Or approachable, like, sports cars. Which doesn't work for a cover. The cover car has always been, like, a crazy car. Yeah. Do you think they'd actually add what they said they would on Horizon 5 for the Eliminator? Like the 2v2 thing? Maybe? I don't know. I don't know how much they're going to focus on Eliminator. Because they don't care. I don't think that many people care about it. So yeah, I don't know. Cross country, I mean, yeah, of course cross country is going to be in the game. It's a big focus of Forza. Obviously they're going to have... This has been the weirdest conversation that I've seen so often on Reddit, and it blows my mind. I don't get the mentality of these people. It's loosely related to this. There have been so many people, or so many threads on Reddit I've seen, of people going like, oh man, I'm bummed about the next game being in Japan because there's no off-roading in Japan. What? Like, of all the reasons, I have seen dozens, and I literally mean dozens upon dozens, of Reddit posts about people being scared and nervous and worried about the game being in Japan because apparently there's no off-roading in Japan. Like, do any amount of thinking on that. Any amount. The country that produced, like, some of the world's most famous off-road and rally cars. What do you mean there's no off-roading? Like, they have, like, a WRC stage. But yeah, like, I swear, like, every week for the last couple months, I've seen a thread on Reddit, a post on Reddit from someone like, does Japan have any off-roading? Or, oh, I'm just nervous there's not going to be any off-road focus because it's in Japan. And it's like, huh? What? Like, what? I don't know. Yeah, Japan is literally just Tokyo. You guys didn't know that? Even Solar Crown can manage to squeeze some off-roading in Hong Kong. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't understand. That criticism makes no sense to me. Like, none of it makes any sense to me. But, whatever. I don't know. Yeah, mud and dirt haven't been invented in Japan yet. Yeah. Anyway, wrapping this up. Random non-Japanese traffic cars. That's going to be interesting, actually. Because Horizon 5, we get, like, pretty non-Mexican focused cars. You have one. You have the Beetle. The Vacho, however you pronounce it. You get the Taxi Beetle. Outside of that, it's like a BMW X5. It's like a Subaru Legacy. It's a Galant. I think there's like a Raptor or like some like American pickup. And not to say that those cars like don't exist in Mexico. Obviously they do, but if you took a snapshot, you know, yeah, the traffic cars are not very Mexico specific. So I do wonder what we'll get. Yeah, Mercedes X-Class. Yep. Yeah, I do wonder how Japanese the traffic is going to be, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I hope it's a healthy mix of like little K trucks, you know, like modern, I don't know, like Mark X traffic or taxis. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think traffic cars will be pretty plain, non-Japan. Yeah, we'll see. I'm curious how much they're going to lean into that one. Yeah, F350. Yeah. The Galant looks kind of similar to the Subaru. I really wish they added the Subaru as a traffic car post-launch, but they never did. Yeah, true on both accounts with that, for sure. Yeah. And that might just be a thing of like, oh, we don't want to pull at that system. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. And then Eurobeat Station. Yeah, I'm curious if we are... I don't know. Like, I don't know if we're going to get a... Yo, hip-hop with the 34. There's a rule where you're subbed for 34 months. You get a special website. Google Hoki Hoshi Rule 34. Yeah, do that, please. You know what? You've actually... Hold on. I'm really curious. There's no way, right? Do I break Rule 34? I think I do. I Googled it so you don't have to. There is something frustratingly close. But I think I'm okay. I think I alone break Rule 34. So we're in the clear. No, but okay. Not Ruse. Sorry, I saw Ruse. Hip hop. Dude, thanks for the 34 months. Appreciate you. Yeah, we'll get on that. I'll have my top artists make sure. Yeah, get to it, Ami, exactly. Yeah, Grok, please draw Rule 34, Hoki Hoshi. Yeah, well, does the maid outfit count? It might count to some people. To some people. So okay, bringing it back in. I don't know if we're gonna get a specific Eurobeat station or like. I would see it more likely for us to get like a city pop station or something like that. But what my guess is the existing stations like Horizon Pulse and like Hospital Records and like the existing radio stations will just have some more Japanese music and Eurobeat and stuff. That's my guess. I'm too old for God, Vent. Put a Mark III in a bikini. Ooh, looking a little spicy. But yeah, maybe we'll get like one more station. But I still think we're gonna get like Horizon Pulse and all the like normal ones, just with more like slightly Japan leaning stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think. What do I think is the most likely bingo here? I guess I don't even know what this I guess just what Eliminator is shown at all. I don't think they're gonna show Eliminator at all, so it's not gonna be that. Diagonal down and right is maybe somewhat likely. I don't think top's likely. Because I don't think we're gonna get the same Forza era. I don't think this is likely. I don't know if this maybe second from the bottom. The lower two, maybe. No, I don't think that way. I guess this is fairly likely. Random new driving feature. Papa Fernando-like character, but for 8.6. Konnichiwa Horizon, character speaking Japanese and English. I don't know what random cover hypercar would be. Maybe just something that's not Japanese. Something that's not the GRGT. Maybe this? I don't know. I'm not confident on this. I'm not confident on... Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You think column R? They're certainly going to talk about graphics. I'm sure they're going to talk about, oh, the new Series X graphics engine has led us to, you know, realize Japan's beauty and unmatched detail. Like, they're going to have some PR talk about that. There's no way they're not. But I think, yeah, so that's fairly likely. That obviously is free. Of course, it's coming to Game Pass. I'd say R is fairly likely. Z, I don't think we're going to get 5 minutes. I don't think we're going to get 90-degree steering. Yeah. Yeah, R is maybe. R is maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I don't... Yeah, I would say I'm either R column or, like, row 4. Maybe. Maybe. It's 1,000%, 10,000% gonna have some graphics talk. Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure, they're gonna bring up graphics one way or another. All right, let's look at this one. This one seems maybe a little less meme, a little more tame, a little more realistic, I guess I should say. All right, detail glaze, something like individual leaves or photogrammetry, for sure. That I think is quite likely. New drift mode for single player co-op. Yeah, we've already talked about how I think there's a possibility there's going to be like a toge mode, like a 1v1 or small group toge mode. And I think that there's a possibility of that. Event Lab mentioned, yeah. I wouldn't be too surprised if we don't hear about Event Lab here. Maybe it gets like a brief few seconds. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be something they'll focus on, but I could be wrong. If they've got big stuff to show, I wouldn't be too surprised if they show it here. Talking trap music with classical Japanese instruments? Maybe. Technical mountain roads? Sure. Standard S15 shown with the new model. I think they'll find a way to work that in. I think they'll find a way to show it off. Be like, hey guys, we did it. We did it! Most social Horizon yet? Feature statement. I mean, I hope we get that, to be honest. Decent racing circuit location? Again, I hope we get that. House interiors? I hope we get that. No event gameplay. Main events like races? I don't understand that one. They already did house interiors in Horizon 5, though? Huh? Wait, how? In what way, Measals? Yeah, I don't know. I can't, unless you're just memeing. I can't tell. You tell me. Yeah. Like showdowns? Yeah, no event gameplay. Main events like races. I don't fully get that one. Being able to walk around outside the car. Again, I really hope we get that. I think for sure we're going to be getting a Daikoku-like. And probably a Tatsumi-like. I think for sure we're getting something at least inspired by these. Yeah. House interiors. Yeah, it's called Parallax. Yeah, Parallax interiors. That's not what this means. Yeah, the houses have parallax interiors. You are right, in Guanajuato, there are some with open doors. There are like shops and stuff that have open doors. But what this means is like, you can actually walk inside your house. That's what that means. Not like, oh, if you go into photo mode, you can look in a window and see a parallax interior. Yeah, that's what that means. It is more like a TDU style house where you can like go in it, and that's what I'm hoping for. Built from the ground up free. Yeah, sure. I think there is zero chance they say built from the ground up, for the record. For the record. I think they know that that's a naughty phrase. And I think there's no way that they're going to say that. Dude, Morco with the Twitch, baby. Burning in for 9 months. Good to see you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Good to see it. Yeah, built from the ground up is a banned word. A banned phrase internally. Cringe. Maybe not in the trailer. They're generally pretty good about not having the trailer stuff be too cringy. But if we get like gameplay that involves maybe some of the new story content, then there's a good chance that'll be cringe. So maybe. Big Horizon Life servers again. Killing myself. That's what I'm really nervous about. We'll see. Toyota GR-GT in any capacity, yeah, I think that's probably going to be the cover car. Rally makes a comeback. I guess I'm not sure what they mean by, like, it makes a comeback. Like, Rally will be in the game. There's no way it won't be. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully you patented Hoshido so they can't steal your ideas. I want them to steal my ideas. Have any of the bingos mentioned seasons? Unless this one does down here, then no. Should we make our own? We could do it. I thought about making one, but then I didn't do any prep before the stream, and now I feel like we'd have to start all over. But we could make our own if we wanted to. Rally DLC's rally mode. Oh, yeah, maybe that's what they mean. We'll assume that's what they mean, even though I'm not confident about that, but yeah, like the rally feature making a comeback. I could totally see that. I could totally see that. Yep, that's totally going to be a phrase. Ranked returns? I have a feeling we're going to get ranked back. I'm not confident about it, but I wouldn't be surprised if we got ranked back. So I see that. Totally, this is kind of what I'm hoping and thinking. Yeah, customization glaze. They're going to say, oh, Japan's known for its customization. We went above and beyond, blah, 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 blah. Underglow winter sticker. What the heck are tire bombs? Am I not cool on JDM culture? What the heck is a tire bomb? Tire bombs. Tire stickers? Are those called tire bombs? Yeah, do they just mean like lettering on stickers? Maybe. Yeah, underglow window stickers, I could see either one of those happening. Totally. Mentioned significant progression campaign. I could see that as well. Ooh, it's getting bright, by the way. Hold on, dudes. I'm gonna close my window. We're going cozy core level 2 and it's too sunny in here for me to have my nice blankie and my Animal Crossing. All right, let me close my window. There we go. That's an adequate light amount. Yeah, Beto, I've never heard those called tire bombs. Is that like a thing? Is that like maybe it's like a thing in different parts of the world, or maybe I just didn't know. Google literally has nothing about it. I Googled tire bombs, and Google does not say anything about it being like tire lettering. Nor the AI doesn't either. I don't think that's real. I don't think tire bombs means that. I think that's either a misspelling or maybe some small slang that doesn't exist on Google. Yeah, I'm not. If you Google tire bombs, you get like bombs. So yeah, I don't know about that one. Mentions significant. Oh, that's so funny. So hold on. Beto Googled it and got completely different results. Yeah, mine does not come up with that. You want here, guy. Just like quick content warning about like war footage. That's what I get when I Google tire bombs. I guess there's a little bit here. There's tire bomb, now that's a tire bomb. But definitely like the majority is yeah. I think Beto removed spacing. There you go. But you can also see that this clearly isn't a popular thing because that's the extent of all the Google image results for tire bombs. What is this? I feel like I like stumbled upon some like really weird, really niche part of car culture. Yeah. Because clearly it's not popular. Otherwise, it would not have a total of like 20 image results in its entirety. But it does. It's definitely like a thing. Yeah, I don't know. Weird. I have never, yeah, I don't know. That's super weird. But all right, I guess that's a thing. Huh. All right, well, you learn something new, I guess, every day. Tried tire bomb, not with a I did, yeah, off stream, and it came up with the same stuff. Although now I'm curious to do it. Hold on. Okay, you do get more in Google Images. You're right. You're right. You get if I do like the American spelling of tire, you do get a little bit more. All right. All right. It's a little less niche. We're in. Ew. That's gross. Huh. All right. That adds a little more validity to it. I'll accept it. There's at least some more results. Tire bombing. Sure. Oh, okay, that's where it comes from. Yeah. Sticker bombing, but on tires. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm like, what is this, like, stupid Gen Z tire bombing trend? Okay. It's sticker bombing, but with tire. I get it now. I see the connection. It has come together in my mind. Yeah, okay. I still think it's silly. But anyway, so yeah, we already talked about this. Volumetric clouds. Maybe? I don't know. Horizon 5... ever since Horizon 3, they've always done a big thing about their skyboxes, and their skyboxes look really good. Yeah, Bramo says volumetric clouds are a downgrade. They're less representative of the actual environment, more computationally expensive, and the only benefit would be if you get high enough in the sky, it could go through a cloud. Yeah. No, I fully agree with that. Yeah, I think this is no way. I don't think there's any way they do this because, like you said, Horizon has always been known for having really good skyboxes, and it's been a big advertising feature. So why would they make them worse and also make them way more performance heavy? I think that's not, yeah, this one I don't think is happening. Rainbow Bridge, totally. No way we're not getting like a Rainbow Bridge like. There's no way. We're gonna get something like that. Anime references with a Devil Z lookalike, 8.6. Again, I don't think they're gonna do this in like forward-facing, like big media trailers. But I do think stuff like this will be in the game. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if like a Midnight Blue 240Z was a barn find. But I don't think they're gonna put it like in a big media trailer, because they don't like to do that stuff. Haven't played enough myself. Does Horizon usually have a day-night cycle? Yes. Yeah, Horizon 5 actually had a lot of like drama around it because the length of day changed a lot. But it's like it's like an hour? And it's like ballpark 30-40 minutes of daytime and then like 15 minutes of nighttime. But yeah, it does go through like different weather patterns and have a day-night cycle and stuff like that. Dude, late, I saw you on the leaderboards. I saw you, and I was like, oh, It's all over. The Art of Rally guys are here. You and what's his name? Proporo? Yeah, Vent, you and I were actually talking about that a little bit. Yeah, well, hey, I'm glad you've been digging it. I'm glad you've been digging it. It's such a fun game. Yeah, we kind of like jumped over all the other conversations and went right to hey, there's Outer Wilds. Went right into Forza stuff. But yeah, guys, Rally Edge. This game is sick. I've got 20 hours into it. I have every achievement. It currently is 96% positive with 360 reviews. The game just came out. And it's $10 right now for until that like end of this coming week. So you got like 3 or 4 days to pick this up for $10 or $9. Otherwise it's $13 full price. This game kicks butt. It's so fun. Great little indie arcade rally game. It is absolutely delightful. Yeah, go pick that up. Go pick that up. It's so good having a blast with the 2. Yeah, it's a blast. It's a blast. First thing I'm doing in game is looking around for a familiar looking tofu shop. Yeah. Funny enough, okay, so few people ever noticed this. I put Fujiwara's tofu shop in Hoshido City. And like, really not that many people ever picked up on it. Now, I'm sure some people who played, like, they just didn't post about it online. But yeah, I had Fujiwara's tofu shop in Hoshido City. Hold on. I think it's even in my video. Perfect, easy to learn, hard to yeah, Remrevs, 100%. Is it at the end? No, it's not at the end of this one. Is it at the start? Maybe it's not in this video. Look at all my nice cinematography. There's Joe. Brief shout out, Joe, on camera. Okay, maybe it was this one. I swear in one of these videos I end it by parking in the tofu shop, but maybe I cut that. Or maybe it's just in a different clip that I'm not thinking of. Anyway, if you go into Hoshido City, Fujiwara's tofu shop is there. It's very simple. It's very simplified, but if you like go in looking for it, you'll be like, oh yeah, 100%. Oh wait, I bet we can find it here. Wait, because it's if you take a right here. Now I don't think I'm gonna take a right. Dang it! Yeah, going up there. Come back down. No, see, now I'm through there. Well, hold on. Wait. Dang, I keep going right by it. It's literally right over here. Dang it. Come on, Hoki. Take a left. I know you're not gonna, but... Going in here. Oh, wait. Okay, no. That's going that way. Shoot. Yeah, now we're getting on the highway. Oh, wow, there's other people like did videos on it. Oh, that's cool. I should look at those. See what people have done. Yeah, I think we're SOL. I think we're SOL. Cause it's a little tucked away. It's behind the start line is where it is. Yeah, it's right behind the start line. It's right, where is it? Oh, this is a super early version of the map. Just kidding. It wouldn't be in there. Ah, it's cool. I missed this map. Anyway. Was that the fuel station that the Agana Speedstars work at? No, although it would have been cool to do that. Yeah. Where can we find the share code? I'm sure I have it on screen somewhere. Right there. 161528289. There you go. Yeah, 161-528-289. Turn your driving line off. Turn off the wrong way warnings. Hoshido City Redux. It's a big Japan open world, and it's sick. And I made it, and I'm proud of it. And I got an award for it. Hold on. An opportunity for me to show this off. There it is. My little fella. Hoki Hoshi for Hoshido City Redux. Best Event Lab Island event. I did it. All right, put this back. I know, he is a cute little fella. What's his name? Tank. Little Tank. Anyway. Yeah, this one I think is this is a way better one for me. Just because I think this one's much more about memeing and leans negative, which fair. But this one's a little more realistic. This one I think, do you have it, Donks? Sure. What is the most likely here? Ooh, I was almost gonna say diagonal down, but this last one I don't think. No, because I'm not confident about house interiors. I'm not confident about that. Yeah, that 2 down could be maybe. No, because definitely no, there's not going to be volumetric clouds. I don't think that either. I still don't understand what they necessarily mean by this. Actually, I don't know. When you put it all like into where you have to get bingo. I struggle to find one that I think is more likely. Maybe this. Actually, like 4 down. Because I think the GRGT is going to be the cover car. I think Rally is probably going to have some sort of focus. I think we're going to get that phrase. I think Ranked is going to come back. Yeah, diagonal counts. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you can do diagonal either way. Yeah, I think 4 down. This one, or 4 right, whatever. This one is the most likely. Have you seen all the Fast and Furious movies? I know the first 3, obviously. I have not watched any of them past when Paul Walker dies. Yeah, I've watched 1, 2, and 3 a bunch of times. Those are like the OG good ones. And then I've seen 4, 5, 6, and 7 all one time. And that's it. That's all I needed. The fight with Ronda Rousey, the car going from one building to the next in Dubai, The Rock and Jason Statham. I'm out. I don't need to see past that. But yeah, 1, 2, and 3 I've seen a good handful of times. I actually just watched 2 Too Fast, Too Furious like pretty recently. But yeah. You don't want to watch Ludacris fly into space in a Pinto? No. I really don't. Yeah, I have no interest in the new Fast and Furious movies, unfortunately. I thought the J50 was going to be the cover car. No. The J50 is not going to be the cover car. Yeah, there's no way the J50 is going to be the cover car. There's no way. Anyway, that does bring us to this. Possibility is there. Is it technically possible? Yes. Do I think it's going to be the cover car? No. I think there's like a 3% chance That's my take. A 3% chance. Sure, we'll click on Nick's link. Here we go. This works. Wish they'd redo 1 to 3, but with car knowledge this time around. Okay, I will say, watching the third movie with a little bit of actual car knowledge, they sneak some stuff in there. There's a lot of like actually pretty legit car stuff. On the surface, it's all like, you know, a little silly and over the top. But they sneak in some like actually pretty good stuff in 3. They sneak it in. Anyway, this was what leaked the other day. I thought the J50 would be a super weird pick, but that's what I've been hearing people say. People are wrong. Outback. Yeah. So, okay, so to address that, do I have it? No, here, hold on. Yeah, the people who are saying the J50 is going to be the cover car are just not getting their information correctly. So, okay, this is what leaked the other day. And it says, pre-order now and get a pre-tuned and exclusive Ferrari J50 in Forza Horizon 6. For whatever reason, and I don't understand why, but for whatever reason, not everyone, a subset of people has just assumed this means this is the cover car. That's why. If you're wondering like where the source of that info is, Outback, this is why. This is the exclusive information. Pre-order now and get a pre-tuned and exclusive Ferrari J50 in Forza Horizon 6. That's why a lot of people are thinking like, oh, it's going to be the cover car. That doesn't mean it's going to be the cover car in any way. Also, my lighting's all messed up. Hold on. Well, here, I can fix it this way. Let's do this. We got to keep the cozy core going. There we go. That's better. Yeah, so I don't know why people have read this and been like, oh, that means it's the cover car. I don't know where people are getting that from, or like why people are making that connection, but that's not. No, that's not gonna be the cover car. Although now that I've said that so confidently, it'll be the cover car. Yeah, Ami. Okay, so this is also what just leaked. This trolley, MX-26, bringing it in with 50 months. Big 5-0, dude. Sick. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, Horizon 5 had the weird off-road Ford Coupe. It would have been crazy if that was Horizon 5's cover. Yeah, exactly. Yes, this is going to be the cover car. Not the car, the popsicle. Dude, MX, by the way, yeah, 50 months. That is crazy. That is crazy. But yeah, this has been leaked, a trolley collab with Horizon 6 with the new Toyota Land Cruiser. Which I'm of two minds with this. Here, we'll pull up the other photo too. This, I think if you like go to their website, it'll pop up with this. Window stickers confirmed. Maybe. Maybe. Also, you know what I will say? The fact that there's like snow in the background might kind of loosely confirm that we're getting like Hokkaido. Maybe? Like, not confirm. Might be a little piece of evidence that we're getting Hokkaido, because there's obviously snow here. And it snows in northern Japan. Specifically Hokkaido. Oh, Brainbow, you've never heard of it? This company's very big, at least in the US. Yeah, is this maybe a US thing? Is Trolley maybe more of a US company? I don't even know if they're... Okay, they are big in the EU as well. Yeah, really big candy company. They've been around forever. Oh, you've never heard of it in the UK? Okay, yeah. I mean, maybe. Yeah, never seen it here in the UK. Okay, yeah, maybe it's... MX says it's big in the EU, but maybe specific parts and, you know, not in the UK specifically. Well, anyway, yeah, for people who haven't heard, they're a big candy company. That's all they do. It's just candy. Lots of gummies and stuff like that. Like these little gummy worms. Yeah. Trolley is why they left the EU. They're like, we can't. We gotta leave. Get this crap out of our country. Yeah, so I'm kind of two minds with this whole thing. I'm kind of two minds with this, where on the one hand, it's like, yeah, whatever, this is what Forza does. They did an OPI collab with the, not lipstick, nail polish. They did a nail polish collab in Horizon 5. They did an Oreo collab in Horizon 5. Were those the two? Oreo and OPI? Yeah, I think those are the two big ones in Horizon 5. And like, you know, you go back from the dawn of gaming, like, you know, I used to drink World of Warcraft Mountain Dew. And like Halo 3 Doritos and stuff. So like, part of me is like, yeah, this is whatever. I don't care. Part of me is very much like that, because this has been happening literally for 20 years. And if I can, you know, if I have access to this and I can buy it, yeah, I'm gonna buy it. Why is the thing wiggling? Wait, do you also like how just coincidentally, just by random happenstance, at the very tip of the pop, there's like a little explosion? Did you catch that as well? This is like the like secret penis in the Disney movie covers. In like what was it? In Little Mermaid had like the hidden penis. Although it's just really not that hidden here. just this wiggly gummy pop with a little pop coming out the top. Yeah. But it's soft and gummy and frozen. And grape straw, I'd eat one of these. You heard it here first. So yeah, so part of me is like, yeah, this is whatever. This isn't even a new thing. Like, this isn't like oh, old games were better type thing. Because this has been happening like ever since forever. So I don't eat it on stream as a sub goal. I will. If they sell these in the US, 100%, I will buy one of these and I will eat it on stream. And maybe if it's a code, I'll give away some codes. Yeah, I'll figure it out. Wiggly ice cream sounds vile. Yes, it definitely does. I said I'd eat this and I will, because I bet it tastes good. But the concept of like a wiggly popsicle, not my vibe. Not my vibe. They do, yeah, Outback, sorry. Specifically if they're doing this promotion in the US. Like when they did the, for Horizon 5, they had an Oreo promotion. And obviously Oreos are sold in the US, but that promotion didn't exist in the US. You couldn't get the Oreo Pagani in the US, which was stupid and lame, but that's how that stuff works sometimes. So yeah, if they specifically are doing this promotion in the US, which I don't know about, but yeah, we'll find out more March 1st. Yeah. This thing's not sold in the EU, right? No, a lot of you guys have been saying that Trolley is still a big company in the EU, just maybe in certain parts. It's not ice cream, it's flavored. Oh yeah, artificially flavored frozen confection. So they gotta, you know, it's not ice cream. It is artificially flavored frozen confection. But anyway, so part of me is like, yeah, whatever. The other part of me is like, oh, here we go again. Like Horizon 6 is gonna be just as like kid, like Disney-ified as the previous games, because like they're already doing like a child's candy whatever, you know? Oh, Trolley is pretty much the most beloved candy company in Germany, but never heard of them doing popsicles. Okay, interesting. Yeah, maybe just certain products. U.S. government, is this a vegetable? It says grape strawberry right on. That means it's a fruit. It's grape and strawberry are right here in bigger letters than flavored frozen confection. That means this is a fruit and does belong on every school child's lunch plate. That's how it works. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. Yeah, no, it's really floppy. It's actually 2 fruits. That means it's twice as effective as 1 fruit. That's how that works. So yeah, obviously the assumption, here's the other thing that's weird, is like, if this is the car, it's not even really that interesting of a car. Like the Ford GT, the OPI Ford GT was actually like a cool custom livery. The Oreo Pagani was actually a cool custom livery. Literally all this is just a Toyota Land Cruiser with a Horizon badge on the front. So, like, what a weird promotion? I don't know. Like, yeah, it also doesn't even look like an in-game photo. It doesn't look like an in-game photo. The reflections look more realistic. The snow on the tires looks more realistic. The foliage in the background does not look like video game foliage. It looks a little too like messy and natural. The skybox looks a little too natural. It doesn't even look like an in-game photo. So maybe we're all wrong and we actually don't get this car. Maybe you like get the windshield banner or something. But that doesn't make sense either. Like it's gotta be the car, but it's just the car isn't even that interesting. Maybe it's a placeholder? Maybe? Oh, Ami says I think it's beach, not snow. Really? Maybe. No, it's gotta be snow, because those are all pine trees. Not that those things are mutually exclusive. But this is way too white, and it's way too sticky to the tires, and those are all pine trees. I'm analyzing all the pixels, and I have determined with utmost confidence that is snow. I do see the blue here, but I don't think that means like water blue. I think that's just there. Or it's like Frozen Lake. Some of you guys were saying Frozen Lake. All this stuff kind of seems like, you know, rocks or brush. It's a fake out. They're trolling us. Ah. Yeah, I think this is snow. I feel confident that this is snow instead of sand. That's my take. That's my thought. Also, in the background, you can kind of see a snowy peak up there. I think it's snow. Yeah. The color temperature was a deliberate decision to make the image feel cold. Why would it be on a beach? Yeah, that also is actually a very good point. Yeah, it's a frozen treat. It is a frozen treat. Well, although you can make, sometimes they do argue that like, hey, frozen treat, have it on a nice hot day at the beach. But you're right. The color temperature is cold. Yeah. The color temperature is cold. But I still think I still think that's definitely snow. I can't wait for Hoki to eat some of these on stream. If you want to get some yourself, make sure to use code Hoki to get 0% off. Heck yeah. What a steal. Yeah, I 100%, if I can obtain these, I will obtain these, and I will eat one. Sand sticks to tires too, though? Yes, but this looks much more like how snow sticks to a tire to me. And again, it's white. Like, it's very white. And those are pine trees. This is, like, very clearly looks to be a cold climate. I don't know. It just, yeah. I feel very confident that this is all snowy. Yeah. Yeah. I think there was a bigger picture with more in the background. Was there? Hold on. We can pop around here. Hold on. Oh yeah, here we go. Wait, hold on. Oh, it was deleted. Wait. Can I get like the cached? Look, yeah, there's this. And that shows a little bit more, but the Reddit post was removed. So I wonder if anybody's got a backup of that image. I don't see it anymore here. I'm sure maybe in Discord or Reddit or Twitter someone's got it. But yeah, they deleted their evidence. This was only 4 hours ago too. It's deleted. They got contacted. Interesting. Yeah, can we... Yeah, I don't even know where this leaked, actually. Oh, wait, look at this. Hold on. Oh, so it's not even necessarily just the... Yeah, it could be just these things, too. So if you don't get the ice cream... Or, sorry, the frozen confection. If your country has these, then there's still a chance you could get them. The gummy candies. Yeah, that's got a little more of the image, but it still is not like high detail enough. Can I hold on? What is giant? What? Oh, wait, this is like you can just buy them. Oh, yo, wait, what? Maybe this is part of like where it leaked. Yeah, there's not like a... I can't zoom in any further than that. Yeah, look at that. You can just, they just like have the images uploaded too soon. Wait, read the description? Okay, hold on. 90 calories per serving, so may vary, don't leave us, eat us a bar rated, cans go for more information, call text trolley.com, trolley Xbox. Snap a photo of your receipt, upload to trolley.com/Xbox, which I think is how people get to this. Yeah, that's how people get to that. Get free in-game content. In-game content requires game, may require expansion pack, both. Interesting. May require expansion pack, both sold separately. To submit, go to Trolley, follow instructions. Trolley.com. Sponsor. Oh, I thought this said Ferrari for a second. I was kind of covering the A, and I was like, wait, what? Microsoft is not a sponsor. Promotion is not offered with... Wait, what? This promotion is not offered, endorsed, sponsored, or administered by, or associated with Blizzard. Why do they have to put that in there? Huh? Wait, why? I know Microsoft is Blizzard now, but that's kind of weird. It's got like all the legal stuff for Microsoft, and that says Microsoft's not a sponsor, and it's got nothing to do with Blizzard. Which I guess is probably just some random legalese, but it's just kind of a weird distinction to make. See our disclaimer, yeah. Yeah, bummer. I wish we could, like, zoom in further on that. I mean, it gives us a little more. I guess it's like, what are those? It kind of looks like a wood fence to me. Oh, Olaf found a link to the other one. Okay. Yeah, look at that. It's going up in shops all over. Okay, hold on. Let me just make sure this doesn't, like, auto-pull my info. What even is that zip code? Well, I'm going to hide it, because that might be Olaf's zip code. So just to make sure that I'm not, like, doxing people in chat. Shoot, yeah, it still isn't a very high-res image. Hold on. Pulling it up. There you go. Yeah, you don't really see much more with that. Thank you for finding that. I appreciate it. But yeah, that doesn't give us too much more. But I'm still confident that's snow. I wonder if can we do some elite hacker stuff? Hold on. I'm sure people already did this. Yeah, there's really nothing to find. I was just gonna like inspect element on this page and see if there was like anything sneaky. But yeah, it's just a landing page. That's exactly what it was, Lami. Yeah. So yeah, I don't think there's really much more to pull out of that. But I guess here we go. There's more of it. The biggest thing to me is that it's such a weird, uninteresting vehicle. Like the Land Cruiser, I'm not worried about the car itself, but the fact that like it's literally just a blue Land Cruiser with a Horizon logo on it. That's like really doesn't seem specific to the candy at all. I don't know. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think it's snow. I think that's a fence. Yeah, I think that's like grassy or rocky or whatever. Yeah. Have they actually promoted that these QR codes... Wait, QR codes? Wait. What about QR codes? Do some of these have QR codes? What? They do say if you go... It says like obtain an exclusive in-game reward or something. Yeah, Potato Bot. It totally could be. But even then, again, that seems a little bit weird. Oh, Brainbow. Got it. Yeah, it said in this description... well, it just says get free in-game content, I guess. So it doesn't say it's exclusive. All it says is get free in-game content. So yeah, we actually don't know. I wonder if I like look up this SKU, can I find more? You can find more pictures. Wow, yeah, you can find it kind of all over actually. Oh, but that's not specific to the Forza collab. What's this one? From Food Town. They got a Jurassic World collab. Oh boy. But yeah, the picture that was on the back, had a QR code to redeem the receipt. Yeah, which I would guess just takes you to that Forza Trolley website. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. The little things, and I know there's no use doing this, but the little things of like getting a pre-tuned J50 for pre-ordering the game and doing a collab with Trolley, like right out of the gate, those are the little things that make me go like, Forza's still Forza. At the end of the day, we shouldn't expect something extremely different. Forza's still Forza. But yeah. CB says, wow, as of now, I won't be getting the game. That's, I mean, you're not alone. There have certainly been some people I've seen online that are like, yep, Forza's lost me. Like, I'm out. I'm done. I have no interest in Horizon 6. It's going to be a big flop. But yeah. Yeah. Welcome car pack, VIP, makes you think, yeah, that's all coming back. We've got, car packs, all that same stuff, which that stuff, that doesn't bother me, I would say, generally speaking. The amount of car packs they're dropping for like the premium edition right away, I guess is not my favorite, because there's like 4 car packs you get for the premium pack, and it's just like, man, just give them to everybody. Like, I'm okay if you do 1, but yeah, I don't know. I did a poll the other day on YouTube and only 50% voted that they're excited for the game. Yeah, I don't know. When we've talked about it a lot, like there's a lot of Horizon's like online perspective. Like the people, the PR is not good. I mean, there's a whole subreddit literally based off of a Forza meme and like originally designed to trash on Forza. Now these days they trash on everything, but yeah, the online sentiment around the game is low. Yeah, Brainbow, 100%. Yeah, we literally know nothing official about the game outside of the fact that it's happening in Japan. That's it. So we'll see. I mean, the big question is, and we've talked about it, is like, is this Dev Direct going to be enough? Like, what direction will things go in after this Direct? That's what I'm curious about. What direction after the Direct? Something I found out recently, Horizon 5 on PS5 doesn't have clubs. Makes me think they'll rework it for... Oh my god, actually, dude, Public, that is a really good point. Because yeah, you're right. The PS5 version of the game does not have clubs because Horizon 5 uses the Xbox club system. That's the first little glimmer of hope that I've had that they're going to ditch the Xbox club system, because we know the game's coming to PS5. And it makes a lot of sense, obviously, that they wouldn't do it for Horizon 5, because the game wasn't designed with PlayStation in mind. But this game is being built and developed with PS5 in mind, which means in my head, they're not going to include a feature, a major social feature that an entire portion of the player base can't use. So maybe they'll ditch Xbox clubs. Please ditch Xbox clubs. The worst system. Xbox everything sucks. Like, it's terrible. Xbox club feature isn't even functional on Xbox anymore, is it? I think on Xbox it still works. PC players completely lost access to it. I started and managed a club on PC, and then they just took away my access. If I didn't have an Xbox, which I kind of don't, but like I haven't turned on that Xbox in years. But if I didn't have an Xbox, I literally just wouldn't be able to do anything with that club. They just ripped that access away from people. So yeah, PC players cannot engage with clubs in any manner. But I do think on Xbox you still can. I think the bones of that system still exist. Pessimism is pretty common these days in the world, which goes double for gaming, double again for gaming, double again for Forza. Yeah, I think you meant double for gaming, double again for racing, and double again for Forza. Which, yes, you're right. It's just like, the whole world just sucks. Gaming sucks. Racing games sucks. Forza, like, it's just like multiple steps of pessimism, yeah. Which I agree with. I have to use an old Android with an old version of the Xbox app to manage. Really, microchip? Dude, that sucks. Yeah, can I do it on my phone? Hold on. I have the Xbox app. Let me see. I'm not even logged in. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that blows. That really blows. That's so stupid. It's just so stupid. Xbox, when it comes to their software, makes like just the dumbest decisions, in my opinion. Yeah, they also keep changing apps. There are so many apps. There's like Xbox accessories, Xbox console companion. Why? Why make like 5 different Xbox apps and keep swapping between them? I used to have a different Xbox app, and then they got rid of that app and replaced it with the new app, and the new app's way worse. And then there's also the game bar, and the game bar has its functionality. That's so stupid. Like, I don't understand. Yeah, I just don't understand their software department. It's just, yeah, oh man, Forza Hub. Do I still have Forza Hub installed? No, I wonder if yeah, man, I miss Forza Hub. You could log in and get free things. Yeah, Forza Hub way back in the day. I had that, I kept it installed for so long, just like as a holdout. But I think when I like redid my Windows install, I'm sure it all went away. Yeah, it's so dumb. Yeah, Mixer integration on Horizon 4. I wonder if they're gonna finally, because they've never done anything for Twitch. They have their own Twitch stream, but they've never done like Twitch drops or any sort of like Twitch advertising campaign. And obviously that made sense back in Horizon 4 because they had Mixer, but then Mixer crashed and burned. So, yeah, I wonder if they're, like, finally gonna bite the bullet and do Twitch stuff this time. We'll see. Because, like, as far as I know, no one's ever done, maybe at launch, for Horizon 5. I never was offered. And I don't know anybody that was offered. But I wonder, I don't know if anybody ever got sponsored to play Horizon 5. Like, back at launch. Maybe some, like, really big people. But yeah, definitely not me. I don't know. I used to have Xbox app, but they changed what Xbox app was. Now the app I have is an Xbox app, and the Xbox app seems weird and scary to me. Yeah. We're all just boomers. Yep. I don't know what they could do for Twitch drops, just cars. Yeah. Cars, wheel spins, credits, you know, all the normal stuff they give away. Clothing items. Yeah, there's lots they could do. Yeah. Horizon's never really been that popular in the grand scheme on Twitch. I don't know if they'd even consider it. Well, but that's why you sponsor. You sponsor the big people to play the games that, like, wouldn't normally play it. And so it gets, you know, it gets to a wider audience. So, yeah. Think Air 12 might have gotten sponsored? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's entirely possible some bigger streamers got sponsored to play it. But I don't know of anyone that got sponsored to play it. But yeah, yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised though. xCloud, Game Pass app, Xbox Insider app. Yep. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yeah. Who would win, Horizon 6 or Germa's driving skills? Yeah. I was just thinking about when he played Motortown and was trying to drive that taxi, like, just up a mountain in Motortown of all games. But yeah, again, we get ever closer. It's less than a week away, guys. It is still so weird to me that, like, we're gonna see gameplay of Horizon in Japan this week. Ugh. It's weird. Like, I don't know how I feel about it. Yeah, it's a strange feeling. It's part of me is, like, just, yeah, very excited to, like, be over that hill. But it's also, like, what's on the other side of that hill. It's climbing up a hill, not having any idea what the view is gonna be. And then it's just like, oh boy, alright. What do we got? What's coming? What's coming? A chasm? Yeah, see, I mean, who knows? Who knows? I really don't know. Because it could be a total flop. It could be they come out and Japan looks bad and it's really campy and it's like features nobody cares about and they still have Forza Aero. That could all be real. I don't think that's going to be the case. Some of it might be the case. And I think people are going into it with, like, kind of negative expectations to a degree. Not that that's unwarranted. But yeah, it's just this big unknown. Because if the game does turn out bad, you don't want to have to keep digging through negative comments for years. Yeah. I mean, I always want games to be good. I think there's always, like, a big conspiracy of, like, oh, YouTubers love drama. YouTubers love when things are negative because then they can capitalize on the drama. Maybe that's true for some YouTubers. Let me tell you personally, no. I want good games to be good, and I want to say good things about good games. That's all I want. I just want to be excited and talk about good games and enjoy gaming and talk about positive stuff. I don't want to talk about negative things. I don't want to talk about the next big flop of X. Like, I just want to be excited and talk about video games. That is so much more mentally healthy for a YouTube channel than it is to, like, just constantly be, you know, just saying everything sucks and everything's the worst. So, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. It's not the meta. You're right. No, I really don't believe I really don't necessarily believe that drama is the YouTube meta. I think it is in some ways, it isn't a degree, but I don't think it's a case of like, well, I gotta be careful about that, because to some ways that is, it depends on the perspective. I guess I'd say that. Because I do think, sorry, my kid is like going crazy right outside my door, by the way. I think positivity can also be very, very successful. And I think a lot of very, very successful creators on Twitch are very positive as well. So I think both are successful. I do think, obviously, everybody loves a little bit of good drama. I get it. Drama gets clicks, but I think positivity also gets clicks. I think it's just the extremes. I think that's maybe the reality of it. The extremes in either direction. That's the meta. But yeah. No, yeah, but I don't think there's any way Horizon 6, like, commercially flops. Well, I shouldn't say no way. I think it's unlikely. It's just too big. People are going to buy it, and there's a huge casual market. Drama's so short-lived. Like, you can make a good bank really quickly, but people move on. If a game is good, people love to keep watching content on it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, from like a YouTube side of things, sure. You can make a drama video about a game, or I shouldn't even say drama. You can make a negative video about a game when you have a negative feeling about it, and that might get lots of clicks because sometimes people like watching a train wreck. I get it. Firefest was interesting. You know, I get it. But also, like, it's way better in every way long term if, like, the game is good and then I'm excited to play it and then I'm excited to make content on it and people are excited to watch content on it and it has a large player base because it's a good game. So in every single way, like, I would way rather just enjoy things, and I'd way rather things be good than things be bad. Yeah, Bravo says it's not the YouTube meta, it's the social meta we've been slowly moving towards, whether we like it or not. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It has taken me, I've put so much work into curating, like, my Instagram algorithm and my Twitter algorithm and my Reddit algorithm to just have, like, no stupid drama. Like, not to get rid of negativity entirely, but, like, just get rid of everything that's just drama for engagement, like engagement bait. I put so much effort into that, and I hate that because it's crazy how quickly they want you to be driven towards that. It's crazy. Nothing makes people turned off from a hobby than diehards claiming that it sucks now and there's no good way to get into it. For example, bikes, cars, games suck now. True. People will buy it, but I wouldn't expect a repeat of 2021 during COVID. Now that they've dropped the Xbox One, the PS5 release will be important for the game to do as close to as well as Horizon 5. I think Japan carries a lot of weight, though. I think it's like Pokemon. I think Horizon's like Pokemon, where everyone hates the new Pokemon games, and there's always like this big hate campaign of like, oh my god, this game's so bad, I'm not gonna buy this. And it's like for justified reasons in a lot of ways. The new Pokemon games suck. In terms of like potential versus realization. But every single one still breaks sales records. And so I think it's kind of the same with Horizon. Is like, it just doesn't matter. They're just gonna sell a bazillion copies either way. Because it's such a good casual game. Yeah. Yeah, algorithm doing its thing, right. Right. That's how you remember Instagram's owned by Facebook? Very true. Very true. This is the dream, it's Japan. Dude, that's what I'm saying. I think Japan carries a large weight when it comes to like the casual, younger car audience that are like, yo, it's Forza in Japan. So and not to say that I'm stoked for it to be in Japan too, but yeah. Yeah. How about that new Game Freak game? Yeah, I'm really curious about that. What is it called? Like The Beast Within? Something like that? Yeah, what a wild turn of events for like them to do a Pokemon game and then that. Yeah. Cultural momentum is a powerful drug, as recent COD games have shown that doesn't last forever if the games keep sucking. Yeah, not untrue. Not untrue. Although I do think COD has saturated the market way more. Like, you get a new Call of Duty every year. We've gotten them every year since, like, 2004. We haven't had that many Forza Horizons yet. So we might be on that train in the long run, but I think we're still kind of earlier in that cycle, if anything. Yeah. Horizon is still regarded as the best racing series. At the end of the year, one comes out, people are wondering why racing games don't get... Wait, at the end of every year one comes out, people are wondering why racing games don't get GOTYs. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, like, we have to remember, we are not the largest Forza audience. The largest Forza audience by far is, like, casual Game Pass players. It's gotta be. And there's just no way it's not. We're the dedicated, we're the small, like, minority of like dedicated Forza people. At least, you know, those of us in chat that are. But yeah, I even if the game is, like, to us it's garbage, it's still gonna sell a bazillion copies, I think. Yeah. With the Horizon devs that left to form their own studios, do you feel it's had an influence on the direction they've taken with 6? Or more no impact playgrounds just following the original plan? Yeah, I mean, that's been a big topic of conversation with a lot of people saying, like, oh, Mike Brown leaving was really good for the game. Because, like, that's when the updates started to get good and stuff like that, and maybe now it's going in a different direction. I don't know. I don't think there's been probably that much of a cultural shift. We'll see. We'll see. I think Horizon's still kind of just going to be Horizon. I hope they take some mild steps, you know, towards, like, a little bit more of a grown-up car racing focused game, but, you know, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Yeah, Ami, we are the weirdos. Yeah, we are. I think the 500 each of us hours we've put in the game are clouding the judgment for the series towards more negativity. Yeah, I mean, I've said for a very long time, like, IGN gave Horizon 5 a 10 out of 10, and I get that. Because Horizon 5 is a 10 out of 10 game to some people. It's not a 10 out of 10 game to many of us. But to people that are new to the series, or people that are, like, more casual players, like, it is a 10 out of 10 game. It looks good, it plays good, there's tons of stuff to do, there's a shit ton of cars. Like, I get it. I really do get it, why they gave it a 10 out of 10. I don't personally agree with that, but, like, I understand the logic that they came to with it. Yeah. Right, and yeah, you can never pin a game's dev down to one guy. Yeah, absolutely. It's a culture, you know, studio-wide thing, and I think while there might be, you know, they can't turn the ship around. They can lean the ship in directions over time, but I don't think they're turning it around. But yeah. I guess original plans is how do you plan around nothing? We know almost nothing about what the new studio is making. Yeah, that too. We also know nothing about the game yet. Maverick Games, dude, what if Maverick Games bought the rights to Midnight Club and are making a Midnight Club? That'd be sick. That would be sick. Yeah. It wasn't a 10 out of 10 at launch though, right? For our perspective, but if you played single player on Xbox, you didn't run into all the multiplayer issues. And you didn't run into all, like, the crashes and the performance issues. So again, like, I get it. Yeah, if you played on launch and you didn't do the multiplayer stuff, and you didn't play on a PC, you probably didn't run into that many issues. Because most of the issues were concentrated around PC and multiplayer. So yeah. I don't think I hate the game if I have over 4,000 hours on it. Right. I mean, yeah, like, you know, it's like that meme of someone who, like, leaves a negative review on Steam and you look and it's like 4,000 hours in the game. And it's like, Are you sure? Are you sure? Yeah. Yeah. I think this is a harmful assumption y'all are making. The idea that the most accurate takes come from casuals with no 10,000 foot perspective on the thing they're critiquing just encourages surface level. But I think the point is that's the largest market. I don't think that's like inherently correct. I don't think that means they are the ones that should be making the judgment calls. I'm just saying that the largest market of Forza players is the casual market. This isn't inherently like a competitive game that people... This isn't like an MMO where it's like everyone's max level and has thousands of hours in the game. That's all I'm saying, is like... Yeah. The largest market is the casual market, whether or not you like that. That's just the fact. That's all that I'm saying. But yeah. The issues were really only in large groups. I remember you could just join random multiplayer just fine. Yeah, usually if you were like 1 or 2 people, it wasn't that big of a deal. Yeah, and if you like stayed close to each other. Yeah. It's like being lactose intolerant. I don't like ice cream, but I'm gonna eat the ice cream. Your body doesn't like ice cream. You like ice cream. Fair. Yeah. Neverwinter has a negative review on Steam with 15,000 hours played. That's hilarious. I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, the comp player base is such a small fraction of the actual player base, so it makes sense to ignore them. I mean, I wouldn't say it makes sense to ignore them, but it makes sense to prioritize different areas of the game. Yeah. Yeah. Because yeah, the entire Forza competitive scene is like, okay, how big is the Racing Haven Discord? How many people are in Racing Haven? How do I even like, how do you just see that? Oh, hold on. Here, I can go here. Affiliate servers. Racing Haven. 2,654. Okay. So there's, let's just do a nice round up to 3,000. I would say basically every competitive player in Forza is in Racing Haven. And let's just give it an easy 5,000. Let's just say there are 5,000, which is so much higher than reality. But let's just say 5,000 competitive players, or people that are interested in competitive in Horizon 5. And the games had 45 million players. So, you know, you can do the math. I'm not even going to bother doing the math on that. That's like 0.0001% of people that are like competitive players. But there's other, you know, there's counter arguments to that of like, if you facilitate more competitive level play like in the game where you don't have to go to Discord servers and do custom stuff to get to it, then it's going to encourage more people to be competitive. So, you know, there's layers to it. There's layers to it. But yeah. Even though the opinions of people with more experience more often highlight the things that actually need fixing, I think that's also tricky. Because I think you do need to cater to both. I do think that sometimes the hardcore people are wrong about things. I think sometimes the hardcore people have a skewed perspective in the same way that the casual people also have a skewed perspective. And I think that focusing only on competitive is also a good way to tank a game. I think it's just a tough balance. It's a tough balance. And every game is going to lean one way or the other. But when you look at a game like Forza, like, the casual community is just so much more big. Like, so much bigger. Yeah. At some point when you clock over 1,000 hours, you could very well hit a brick wall and just get burned out, even if you truly like the game at some point. Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. Kind of shows that a lot of people play Forza without really being interested by racing itself. Dude, absolutely. I mean, Forza is the game for that. Like, that Forza is like the car game for not car people. To like be like, oh yeah, cars are cool. This game's fun. But yeah. Yeah. One thing about comp players in casual games I've realized over the years is they're a 1% group, but they have the bigger megaphone. It's hard to ignore them as a dev. Yeah, absolutely. And to a certain degree, the competitive players, or we'll say like the dedicated players, are also sort of like the canary in the coal mine. Because casual players aren't going to go post about it on Reddit. And they aren't going to go make a post about it on Twitter, because they don't care enough. So even if you make a game that's really good for the big competitive, if you make a game that's really good for the big casual market, but really bad for the small competitive market, if the small competitive market is very vocal about it, it very well may reach the casual market, and the casual market will go, oh, the dedicated players don't think this game is good. Maybe I shouldn't play this game. Or it'll make them like realize issues with the game. So in a certain way, like, again, you have to appease both, because the smaller dedicated player base, if you piss them off, they're the ones that are going to make a stink about it. They're going to go post on social media about it. And then casuals are going to see that. And it's going to affect their opinion of the game too. So it's tough. Like it's, you can't make everyone happy all the time, but in game dev, you kind of have to try a little bit. Like, it is sort of tough. Like, choosing, you have to kind of pick your market, pick your lane, try to see, like, okay, well, at a certain point, we got to cut our losses here. This is going to be better for these people. It's not easy, especially with something this big. It's one thing when you do release a game like a Super Woden. They're like, hey, this is my game, this is my thing. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But Forza's just a infinitely more massive market. So they got infinitely more people to try to please. Elite Dangerous mentioned. Wait, someone meant, Elite Dangerous. It's a game where development tended to cater towards endgame PvP crowd, alienating casuals and newcomers. Yeah, I don't play ED anymore, unfortunately. Funny enough, I was actually just thinking about Elite last night. But yeah, the last few times I've tried to jump back into Elite, it has been overwhelming for me. As someone that does have, hold on. Not that much time, actually. I have 140 hours. I have 140 hours in Elite. But whenever I jumped back in, February 16th, 2025, I remember jumping in and being like, I don't know what's going on. So that's tough. Yeah, for whatever it's worth, yeah, Rally Edge is both a good game for casuals and competitive people. It does strike a good balance there. Yeah. If you want a long-lasting game, you need to cater to endgame PvP content. That's true. But you still have to worry about, because no matter what, you're gonna bleed players. So you still need to have an influx of new players. You see games that struggle with that all the time. EVE Online struggled with that for a while. They got a lot better about it. I think they're actually kind of doing pretty okay right now. But EVE focused much more for a while on like endgame stuff and left all like the new player content to die. And then you don't have an influx of new players. So the dedicated players like need the influx of new players to like get railroaded to become the end game people. So again, you gotta focus on both. It's tough. It's tough. Imagine you played a game for 140 hours and have the feeling of being completely lost. Yeah, right? That's my Elite Dangerous experience. Is I played 140 hours and I logged in and I was like, I have no idea how these mechanics work. The engineering system I needed to like watch a wiki guide on read a wiki guide on the whole engineering thing, and then I was just like, I'm out. But yeah. Okay, but why can't I even get bronze on the Gymkhana and Rally Edge? Olaf, skill issue, get good. Depends which one. There's also an assumption that addressing the opinions of the hardcore players always conflicts with doing the same for casual. Yeah, absolutely. Dev teams only have so much time in a day, so they can't address everything, but beyond that, a lot of the issues that the hardcore players complain out will also matter to the casual audience. Yeah, yeah. Definitely sometimes things are good for both. Case in point, half the people in here have complained about Horizon 1 being the only game with a proper good campaign. Yeah, no, there's absolutely... It's a Venn diagram. It's a Venn diagram, and there is overlap. But we're kind of talking about the outer frills of that diagram where there is not overlap. But that doesn't mean there isn't any. But yeah. With that in mind, if the showcase details something you like, you start with a banger and don't get race cars until... start with a banger and don't get race cars until later in the game. Won't the casuals see that as bad news as they can't get access to everything after login? Isn't that an unwinnable situation, especially for those asking for progression? Yeah, I do think the progression thing is kind of unwinnable. No matter what they do, they're going to upset somebody. Which makes me think they're going to do like a kind of half-ass light progression. Because yeah, absolutely, a lot of people do like, especially a lot of the casual people, do very much like that you can kind of just jump in and immediately it's a sandbox and you have access to a ton of stuff. And I get that. And even some dedicated players like that. I mean, honestly, even competitive players to a certain degree like the sandboxness of it because it makes it easier to like make sure everybody has the right cars and make sure everyone can compete. And yeah, it's tough. It's tough. But yeah. Progression isn't an unwinnable situation. People act like not being given access to the supercars instantly means dealing with D-class shitboxes, but you could give a new player an A90, a non-Hellcat, or something like that, fast enough to be casual fun, but also leaving enough overhead for escalation. Well, dude, Mitch, we got an A90 as the starter car in Horizon 5, and everybody complained. So that was literally the starter car in Horizon 5, and everybody hated it. No, I think the problem is you have people on both sides. You have people that want it to be more of a sandbox, and you have people that want it to be more progression. So no matter which direction they go, someone's going to be bumped. Yeah, I think it is. I don't think it's unwinnable in the sense that, like, there's no way they can make something that's good at all. But I think it's unwinnable in the sense that no matter what, someone's going to be upset, is what I would say. Yeah. You really can't underestimate how low the attention span is and how some people want a Lamborghini in the first hour. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, I'm a regular on all the Forza subreddits. I'm always seeing like all the new posts. All the time I'm seeing posts both about, hey, why am I getting handed all of these supercars? Is my game broken? I see that all the time. Like, hey, why am I progressing so fast? Is something wrong with the game? And then I also see a ton of posts from people of like, hey, I'm always broke. I don't have any cars. I'm not making any money. How do you make money? I need to progress faster. We already see that with Horizon 5, where some people literally think Horizon 5's progression is too slow because like they're struggling to make money within the first 5 hours of the game. So that's the argument I'm making of like, it's unwinnable in the sense that like, no matter what, when you have an audience this big, people just have different opinions and you're going to upset someone and like, you have to, and I don't think that's like their fault. You have to do that. But that's what I'm getting at with like unwinnable. But yeah. I just finished building a PC this week. Would you be able to give some game recs? I've downloaded BeamNG. Ooh. I mean, hey, get this. This is cheap. Super Weldon Rally Edge. If it looks good to you, this is a nice cheap pickup for $10. Yeah, I don't know. Assetto Corsa, grab that if it's on sale soon. I don't know. Lots of games out there. Horizon 5 progression is too slow. Literally starts the game as the superstar. Yeah. Yeah, but they didn't instantly have multiple millions to buy that one car they saw in the auction house. Come on. Don't get Potion Craft, it's addiction. I've been watching some people play that one. That looks fun. I do think they could decrease the cost gap, though. There's no reason for cars to cost upwards of 20 mil credits. Yeah, I go back and forth on that all the time. I don't know. I go back and forth on that. I really don't know where I ultimately land on the whole, like, auction house system and, like, pricing model. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know where I stand on that. I prefer they don't level lock cars like Solar Crown, which is painful. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, GT7 does have some expensive cars, absolutely. Yeah, they have a whole, like, dealership that's all for very expensive cars. Although some are much more very expensive than others. Yeah, I do like stretch goals, Mitch, right. That's, I think, a big issue I've always had with Horizon, is there aren't a lot of stretch goals. There's not a lot of stuff where it's like, you see this thing and it's like, okay, I've got to spend a lot of time working towards this thing. Yeah, I don't know. Totally understand. I play a lot of MMOs. 95% of answers to people's questions on the forums literally just play the game. Well, yeah, that you see that all the time with Forza. in every single post where people are asking how to make money, the majority of the replies will be like, "Dude, just play the game." Yeah. But yeah. Yeah. The one feature I'm hoping they add is being able to gift cars to specific people. I do hope they add that as well, but I don't think they will, because their reasoning for that has always been RMT related. They don't want there to be like a underground real money market for it, and I don't think anything about that has necessarily changed. But I certainly do hope. They like toyed with it a little in Horizon 5, but yeah, we'll see. I do hope they just say, screw it. Yes, you can gift cars to people. Or at least, like, make some auction house system where that works a little bit better. Yeah. People make way too many assumptions about casual players. Casual players don't make comments complaining about things online. Yeah, we actually brought up that exact point earlier. There are plenty of games with progression that are popular with casuals. Most only play a very small section of the game anyway. Yeah, I think that's... Yeah, I mean, that's, I think, kind of what we've already been talking about. But yeah. That's what we were saying earlier of, like, the casual players aren't going to go on Reddit and complain about it. It's the dedicated players that are going to make Reddit posts. But the casual players might see that, which is why the dedicated players are like the canary in the coal mine, sort of. Or the temperature check, if you will. Asking for money in Horizon 5 is actually insane. The game throws it at you. Dude, it's crazy. I see all the time people will tell new players, they're like, hey, go sell a 2003 BMW or a 2008 BMW M3 on the auction house and players will just give you 20 mil. And it's just like, dude, or you can just play the game. Like, I guess I get it. But yeah, it is kind of funny. It is kind of funny. I guess the big problem is Horizon's community doesn't have that instinct of just playing the game. I mean, I think the larger community sort of does. I just think it's, especially these days with gaming, like just the general rule around gaming these days is like optimization. How do I do this thing the best? How do I do this thing the fastest? How do I make money the most efficiently? Like, that's just what gaming is these days. It didn't really used to be like that, but these days it is. So it's kind of just like human nature when it comes to gaming, which I don't like, but I get it. Yeah. Imagine if there is no credit transfer car in Horizon 6, people will stop begging people to buy their BMWs. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I do wonder if they're going to do anything with the auction system, though. Yeah. As someone with a newer account, the money struggle is real. I spend a lot of time buying and tuning cars, trying to find stuff that works for me. Yeah, I mean, I think depending on your play style, I think early game, but I think that's the thing is like those first few hours, yeah, you're not going to be rich, especially if you want to be doing a lot of stuff. But all you have to do is keep playing. And I think that's the struggle point, is people play for those first few hours, and especially if they're more frivolous with their spending, they're going to be broke for the first few hours. And they go on and they're like, hey, I'm broke, how do I make money? And really the only answer is to that is just keep playing. Like, it is, you will get past that, and then at a certain point you will have literally more money than you know what to do with. I'm sure 90% of people in this chat have like tens, if not hundreds of millions, like without ever doing any money grinding, because it just kind of comes. But I think, you know, the game doesn't like tell you that. So you start and you're broke and you're like, hey, how do I be not broke? Yeah. I see it with smaller Forza streamers all the time where some rando jumps in chat begging for someone to buy their dump car in the auction house so they can make money. Yep. Yeah, we've gotten that in our stream fairly regularly. Back when we played a lot of Horizon. Yeah. Then there's me on Motortown, just a humble tow truck driver with the starter truck. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. That's the way, baby. Yeah, so many people new to Motortown jump in and go, so what's the fastest money method? Tell me now. Yeah. I've never been about that life. I just want to do what's fun and find out what works for me. Like, it's almost, you see it in a lot of like RPGs or like Path of Exile or Diablo, where people won't even play the game themselves right away. The first thing, people will like boot up Diablo 4 for the first time ever and be like, I'm gonna follow a build guide. And that mentality's crazy to me. It's like, no, just play the game and figure out what skills you like and figure out what does more damage on your own and figure out, like, just play the game. But people don't do that. Some people just want that instant. They don't like the feeling of it not being the best. And like, I get that. It's just not how I do things. But yeah. Yeah. Waiting for Horizon 5 to optimize again. Yeah. Yeah. You got to do it every driver update. Like I said earlier, this is one thing where they could take a slice out of motorsport, because it actually had a decent economy. There are little things I would take. There are little things I would take, but I don't know. I don't love. It was better in ways. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah. I guess at the end of the day, it's sort of a struggle between the people who understand that the journey is as much of a part of the game as the destination, and the people who want an easy dopamine dump and are militant about anything that stands in their way. Yeah, to a certain degree, yeah. There's definitely an undeniable charm in that. Can't wait to experience it in Horizon 6, not knowing what's good and all. Dude, absolutely. That's my favorite part of games. Is like before everything is figured out. I love that. That's why I love playing new MMOs. Because nobody knows what's going on. It's so fun. That's why RuneScape was so fun for me back in the day. Because back in like 2005... like, no one was max level. There was one guy, his name was Zezima, and everyone knew about him, and he was famous. Like, but these days, RuneScape, everyone knows everything, everyone knows the most optimal way to play the game, and to a lot of people, RuneScape is just like, optimize, optimize, optimize. But like, the fun game is still there, people just aren't playing it. And, you know, you'll get, like, ridiculed sometimes for, like, not being the most, like, not having the most optimal gear. Because that's, like, the player culture. Which is funny, because, and in a certain way, it's, like, the game has leaned that way, too. But, yeah, RuneScape, like, back in the day, it was just everyone trying to figure things out, you know? But now we have the internet, and information just travels at the speed of light, and everyone can monetize, me included, can monetize, you know, telling people how to do things better and faster and quicker, and yeah, it's tough. But that beauty That beauty of just knowing that no one's figured it out yet and just playing the game for playing the game's sake. That right there, that's a drug. Yeah, Dustin, I got you. No, I do agree with that. I need my game cut up and pre-chewed. Yeah, I don't know. It's a whole nother conversation of like, how much do you cater towards, you know, letting people figure stuff out and letting there be like a money-making method. Like you can design around that or not, or just, I don't know. We'll see, guys. We will see. Yeah, I guess this is the real casuals version. I mean, yeah, there's a million different overlapping Venn diagrams. It's a tough conversation to have. Yeah, 4 days. 4 days, guys, and then we're gonna start knowing more. Like if we've been having multiple many-hour conversations about Horizon now, just you wait. Just you wait. Look at Horizon 5 ignoring the credit stuff, the amount of people using the Viper AE, the Bone Shaker, all these meta cars online. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, again, it's just that like, man, in 4 days, is this going to be awesome? Are we going to be like, woo, we have so many things to be excited about? Or is it going to be like, uh-oh, we have so many things to critique and wonder and worry about? We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, in 4 days, we'll be like, what did they mean by reimagined Arrow? God, dude, if they tease it and don't show it, I'm going to be so mad. If they say, like, oh yeah, completely rebuilt, you know, Arrow system, and then we just don't know anything about it, ugh. I'm hoping there's a better rim selection. We can choose different front and rear rims. Yeah, choosing different front and rear would be nice, but there are certainly a few rims I'd like to see, but I give credit. I think there's a lot of credit to be given to Horizon's list of wheels. I don't think there is a single other game out there at all ever that's had more different wheels than Horizon 5. Like, I legitimately think that might be the case. But yeah, the models are bad. I'm pretty sure GT7 has like half the wheels Horizon 5 does, because I think I looked this up at one point. And I think GT7 has like 200 or some. I think it's like mid 200s, and Horizon, I'm pretty sure, has like 400 some. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, the models certainly are outdated. A lot of the models could be better in Horizon 5's wheel selection. And there are certainly, yeah, I'm specifically talking about the number. Yes. Yeah, the rendering, like the GT7's models are way better. But yeah, in terms of like, Horizon 5 has literally like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of rims you can select from. But there are some glaring omissions. And even, you know, like everyone memes on the TEs in Horizon 5 because they look like crap. So yeah. I would say for me, yeah, there's a few wheels I'd like to see in the game, but by and large, that's not one of my biggest issues. I'd rather see a lot of other things before I see more wheels. And I'd honestly rather see them, like, remodel a lot of the existing ones before I see new ones. But yeah. Yeah. We will see. 4 days, guys. 4 days. And then I go on vacation for, like, half a week. Awesome. Yeah. I'd like to be able to choose the wheel colors without it being connected to the paint scheme. Oh, you mean like when you download a livery? Yeah, I get that. It would be nice if we could, like, if we could, like, edit other people's liveries. Yeah, I wish they had a system where, and I've talked about this before, we've talked about this before, where as a livery creator, you could choose when sharing a livery, hey, I want this to be locked and you can't edit it, or hey, this is unlocked, you can edit it. I would really like that. Oh, wait. CP says no, when you choose a wheel design, you can choose the color at that time. Oh. I guess that I don't care about that. You mean, are you just saying, like, when you're scrolling through the wheels, you can just pick the wheel color right there instead of having to go into the paint booth to change the colors? Oh. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Sure. I don't know. I guess that one. Yeah, I don't know. I would say that one's not important to me. But I get it. The livery and tune locking is just weird. I wouldn't say it's weird. It makes perfect sense because you don't want people to steal your work. So it's completely valid. Like, you don't want people to steal your stuff that you worked hard on. But I think you should have that choice. I think instead of the game forcing that choice upon you, you should be able to make that choice of like, hey, I allow you to, you know, use my work however you choose. Or, hey, no, like, this is locked. I'm keeping this. Yeah. Better livery editor would be nice, too. It's still a pain in some places to make something nice. Yeah. Yeah, dude, another big hope I have, which I doubt they're going to do, because I'm sure it's a crap ton of work. But I do really hope they go through and, like, fix all the bad UV maps for all the cars that have them, which is a lot. But, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, dogs. Yeah, being able to preview liveries before you download them, I would like that. That's definitely a nice little QOL. Because there's so many times I'll see the picture, be like, this might be good, and then I have to, like, download it back out, load up, and be like, no, this isn't good. And then I have to go back in. So yeah, it would be nice to preview them, like, full 3D around the car before you select it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's weird. It's weird to think again from this perspective, because here's the reality. We know, we can feel confident. We can feel confident that some things are not going to change. Because that's how Horizon is. Horizon is iterate in steps, not completely transform. And while I certainly hope that this is a more transformative game than many of the previous ones have been, there are certainly going to be some things that, like, really aren't going to get touched. And so I wouldn't be surprised if, like, the livery editor just doesn't get touched. I hope it does, but I wouldn't be too surprised. I don't know, because that's the tricky thing, is like every single thing in Forza could be better, but it's just not feasible to make every single thing better. I don't know. It'd be nice for me to be able to download my own livery and not have it saved in my liveries 2 times. Yeah, again, the whole user-generated content organization and sorting and share, that whole system's just bad. It very clearly is all, like, it's all just, you know, stacked on top of stacks and stacks and stacks of sketchy spaghetti code, and it's all hacked together and stuck together with duct tape. They'll stick to cube projection UVs in Horizon 6 like they've done in every previous game. Yeah, oh yeah, I certainly don't expect that. The only hope I do have is maybe, because here's my thinking. If they're going to redo all the Forza Aero, they're already going to be redoing all the cars. So maybe, not saying I'm confident in this, but maybe I see a possibility where if they're going to be going through all the cars to redo the Forza Aero anyway, maybe they go through and touch up a lot of the UV maps for a lot of the cars, especially the older models that just have, like, very broken UV maps. Maybe. Because they're already, like, gonna be in there. You know? But we'll see. We'll see. Managing 2,000 layers, how many times my game crashed in the middle of the process. Yeah, you're not alone. You are not alone. Yeah, I don't expect we're gonna get anything I don't think we're going to get anything major as far as livery stuff goes. I think they're going to focus on visual mods, though. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we got Underglow. And I wouldn't be surprised if we got, like, exhaust customize, like, visual exhaust customization. I wouldn't be surprised if we got, you know, new Forza arrows, stuff like that. Those are, like, if they're going to do new stuff, it's going to be that. I don't think they're going to do that much to the livery editor. Because, again, even though it's easy to poke a lot of holes in it, Horizon 5's livery editor is still really good in the grand scheme of things. If you look at, like, every racing game out there, the level of stuff that you can create in Horizon 5's livery editor is pretty dang impressive compared to, you know, Need for Speed or Grid or so many other games that are out there. Yeah. Heart-shaped blast pipes on a J50. Oh man, Ferrari's legal team just fuming at the thought of that. They're gonna shut down this stream right now because you just said that. I'm sorry, I gotta time you out. I gotta separate myself from that. Yeah, Ami says best around livery artist opinion. Yeah, it is very good. There's certainly some things it could use, but it is in the grand scheme of things still very good. Multiple livery textures would be nice. Yes. Yeah, it'd be great to have better support for multiple finishes. Yeah, absolutely. Some Bozozoku stuff would be sick. Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we get some. I really wouldn't be surprised if we get some like crazy Bozo stuff. Yeah, Kaido Racer style. If we see Bozo, it'll most likely be... Oh, yeah, and Forza... Ooh, that's a good point. Yeah, I think we can call it here. There's gonna be like a Bozo car Forza edition. That's like a custom edition of a chaser or something, you know? Yeah, totally. Totally. And it'll be only available on the Forza edition of that car. Yep. How much more will the damage model be reduced in this iteration? Luckily, I always play with damage completely off anyway. So that doesn't matter at all to me. But, yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I know a lot of people like damage. I get it. Yes, Remrevs, that's how it works. I'm glad you acknowledged it. Like the Safari Z, yeah. Yeah, I fully bet we're gonna get a custom kit Forza Edition car that's a Bozo car. Yeah. Yep, that seems... it's too easy not to do that. And maybe that means they won't. On second thought.